What's going on, guys? It's Zoko with a new money making guide for ESO. Today we are going over 5 easy ways to grind out gold so you can get whatever you want. It's your world. But before we hop into it, if you find this guide helpful, please hit that subscribe button down below. It really does help me out a ton. Also, hitting that like button while you're down there does a good bit to help promote this video in the YouTube algorithm as well. Thank you so much. The first way you can make money easily and consistently is writs. If you have looked up any other money-making videos or guides, I am sure you have seen this mentioned, so I am saying it first to get it out of the way. Now, this method does take a bit to set up with max leveling your alts and topping off the crafting levels too in order to get the most from your writs. On top of what I just mentioned, it can be a very mind-numbing and boring process in my opinion. But if done consistently, you will be swimming in gold before you know it. I know many people that have so much money just from being on top of their writs religiously. It's also infinitely more efficient for PC players because of add-ons like Lazy Writ Crafter. The gold earned from completing writs is scaled off of your level. Having a character at level 50 will get you 664 gold per crafting discipline, and having any particular discipline maxed out increases the chances for things like surveys and master writs to drop, which by themselves can be quite lucrative. I'm not 100% sure on the increased rates once a craft is maxed out, but I think everyone who does their writs daily will tell you they get more from their tunes that have the crafts capped out. Going over the math of the raw gold earned from writs with jewelry crafting included, we get 4,648 gold per character. That comes from the 664 gold earned as a level 50 character per discipline. If you have the skill points and the crafting passives to do higher tier items, you will again increase your profits because of the master writs and surveys that have a better chance of dropping with these learned skills. If you want a steady, consistent income at low effort, you aren't going to beat daily crafting writs. Now, this probably goes for pretty much any MMO really, but grinding resources is a great way to go about bringing in some cash. You generally just need the right area to run a loop in, and then you have add-ons like Harvest Map to mark spawn points once located, and the process becomes quite simple. Now, when you gather your materials, you get the raw version of them, and to use it in crafting, they need to be refined. Having the crafting passives unlocked that allow for a chance at high quality tempers to be earned when refining is what makes this method of earning gold kind of a gamble. You can choose to sell the unrefined materials for more than the refined ones, but if you get a gold material from refining, it becomes more worth it to just do that. So that's a decision you got to make on your own. Most people, myself included, refine the materials and hope to get the tempers themselves to either use or sell. It's totally up to you. Although platinum dust is going for a bananas amount right now, so that may be worth selling just as raw materials. I am seeing it regularly for like 120 gold per speck of dust, so a stack of 200 is like 24k. It's not bad. Now, in terms of location, personally, when it comes to this method, I grind resources in Craglorn because the nodes here have a chance of dropping Nern Crux, which potent Nern Crux right now goes for about 20 to 25k, and sometimes even up to 30k depending on the market at the time. You also have fortified Nern Crux, which is like 2 or 3k a piece. So farming resources in Craglorn can give you some other items to help pad your wallet. This one's going to be a bit more RNG based than some may prefer, but there are people that like a gamble with big payoff, so here one is. Farming Overland Sets can be an excellent way to earn money if you are farming the right sets. Now, this is very trait dependent when it comes to the set pieces you get. That's where some more RNG comes in even after you get the drop. The different Overland gear sets are dependent on the zone you're in, and some, as you could probably guess, are worth more than others. Briarheart, found in Rothgar, is a good set that sells pretty well with the right trait. Now, to be honest, with the right trait is pretty much across the board when it comes to selling weapons and armor. Also, the Mother Sorrow set in Deshawn is a favorite for many to farm. This is a best in slot set for Magicka characters that is highly sought after. If RNGesus is on your side and you get an Inferno Staff drop, you can make a bunch of gold. Even an off-trait Inferno Staff will get you about 70,000 gold at a trader. Or if you're extremely lucky and get a trait people are interested in, like Infused or Sharpened, you can make 200,000 pretty easily. Always a good go-to option for making money in these types of games is crafting consumables. When I say consumables, this is a combination of provisioning and alchemy. Personally, I tend to think it's way easier to get started with alchemy though, because you don't need recipes and your materials aren't really rare to find. Those high dollar recipes you can cook up tend to need some rare items. But once you get a foothold financially, obviously your options tend to open up a little bit more, and spending money to make money becomes more of an option. Obviously, taking the time to farm stuff like Perfect Row for your recipes increases the return, but once you're Daddy Warbucks, you probably wouldn't even bother. Either way, with people needing food or drink to maintain buffs and patch themselves up in a fight, crafting consumables for players is always a good option because the demand is always there. Now, this last method requires money to do, but it can be an easy way to make money if you understand how to find deals on the market. Talking about flipping items here, people. Except not the HGTV kind where a school teacher has a $500,000 budget. Something more realistic, like realizing someone put a Mother's Sorrow Inferno staff up without realizing what they had, and it's only 10k. Yeah, I know, it's a pipe dream, but you get my point. Recognizing deals is paramount to doing this successfully. But you can flip pretty much anything. High quality tempers are a favorite for many. A good way to get those tempers is to buy in bulk from zone chat. Going from zone to zone, you will notice some more active than others, and having a message ready to post and asking for a PM is a good way to cover a lot of ground quickly. Craglorn is a pretty good place to find buyers as it has a lot of good farming routes. One of them I actually addressed earlier. Before buying any items, you need to know what you can sell for, especially when using guild traders. The reason this is so important is if you plan on selling from vendors, you need to take into account the taxes taken by your guild trader. You're going to lose 7% total. 3.5% taken by the guild trader. So basically your guild gets it. And another 3.5% just goes straight into the ether. You also have to pay for the listing, which would be about 1% of the intended price you're trying to get. But that's refunded with the completion of a successful sale. So while ultimately it doesn't matter if you are a regular trader that keeps all of his slots full, of things to sell, you can feel like you take a hit at times, especially when starting out. Beyond that, the website Tamriel Trade Center is critical to finding deals in obscure locations. Very, very helpful in finding items to flip. Honestly, this method is just going to come down to practice. Talk to your guild members on what they are selling, what's working, what's not, get some ideas. I understand people not wanting to give away all their high dollar secrets so you don't flood the market or whatever, but a guildie will probably tell you something. I've said it in some other videos, but the ESO community is pretty damn supportive from what I've seen. Sure, there are assholes out there, but that's just life. This game has it pretty good, trust me. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you enjoyed the video, subscribing and leaving a like is a great method of support. Also, letting me know what you thought in the comments below is a great way to keep me informed on how I can improve on the content I create to better serve this community. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great day.